Hello everyone, this is Run On Empty Food Review. Okay, alright, here we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Had a little trouble getting the camera on, but that's behind the scenes stuff right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. We got the jacket on, so it's got to be something real fancy. Today, we're reviewing a chain which really is not seen up in Review Broad Land. It's common down here in the land of Fla, as some call it, or Flow Rider, but it is not real common up in Review Broad Land. So I took advantage of it, and we're here. So today's review is for Steak and Shake. Alright, Review Bro. The name implies steak in shake. There better be a filet mignon right underneath this wrapping. And that better be a milkshake right there. Or else, I don't know what life is anymore. Sorry to disappoint you, ladies and gentlemen, but this is neither a filet mignon, and that is not a milkshake. That's Coca-Cola. And this is a burger. But, beef is beef, and can't really compare a Coke to a milkshake, but, you know what I'm getting at. So, if you're so fed up right now, you don't even want to watch this anymore, I understand. For those of you who are still here, for the few stragglers who have held it out and have battled the pressure, thank you. Thank you for being here, and onward with the review. So, Steak and Shake. Famous for steak burgers, because it's a nicer and more fancy way of saying hamburgers. Okay, here's their burger. What is it exactly? Well, it's a burger. That's what it is. More specifically, however, this is their bacon in cheese double. So, what is it? It's got two patties. That's why they call it a double. I mean, yes, they could call it a double if there's no patties whatsoever, but it would confuse some people. So there's two patties, as bacon, and it's got cheese too, believe it or not. It also has some onions, some tomatoes, pickles, a slice of lettuce, some mustard, and some ketchup, or catsup, as nobody says. So, I mean, it's a complete sandwich. It does have a lot on it. Obviously, hence the name, it is most profound and well known for bacon in cheese. And I say in cheese because there's an N there instead of and cheese. So anyways, we're just going to eat now, and we'll let you know what we taste. I mean, yes, I could just eat it and walk off camera and lie to you all, but, I'm just going to tell you what it tastes like. So, going in. I can actually see the grease dripping out of the burger. And usually, as unhealthy and bad for you that may be, usually a good sign in terms of flavor. But is that dripping grease a good sign for this burger? The suspense is building. It's building. Is it a good sign? After a few more bites, the answer will be revealed. Okay. To answer your question, yes. Yes, it was. It actually was good. And it did help amplify the flavor, as a matter of fact. So, there's a lot on this sandwich. As you can probably see, it was loaded with toppings. There were things dripping out. There was the grease falling out. There were other things falling out. There was this big glob of mustard that fell out. And everything's falling out. But, overall, it's a decent sandwich. So, delving in, these are the specifics now that we're getting into. Right? The meat itself, the patties, the beef, that's what we really care about, the beef. You know, tomatoes, yeah, they taste like tomatoes. Lettuce, it tastes like lettuce. The pickles, blah, 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 right? The beef is really what differs most greatly. Now, yes, all the other toppings do differ from establishment to establishment. But what differs most greatly is the beef. McDonald's beef is different than Wendy's beef, which is different from Burger King beef, different from Five Guys and Steak and Shake beef. Right? That's what's most different and most characteristic and iconic of a place. I hate to bash on McDonald's, but this puts their burgers to just absolute shame. It honestly does. Now, not that healthy for you. The beef it's dripping in grease, and you just got to be wary of it because it is. Glistening with grease, dripping with grease, that's the big characteristic, you know. It's dripping with grease. You gotta be wary of that. Otherwise, the beef, while the patties aren't the thickest, they are very tender. Very tender. Almost has a melt in your mouth type of flavor, which is almost unheard of for a fast food establishment. You know, you'd almost find that in a steak. Steak and shake. Maybe there is a connection. Regardless. And that's a texture you almost never find in fast food. The only other example I can only compare that to is Five Guys. And, you know, I know Five Guys is like the god of fast food. And I know he may not like mortals, right, as some say, like Steak and Shake being compared to that. But I'm going to compare them. Just gotta deal with it. Just gotta go along for the ride. Good or bad. So, you know, the beef itself, though, very tender, very rich, very juicy, dripping with grease. And all those things are good when it comes to a burger. So the beef itself is just great quality. It's really the outstanding factor, and I can't really find any criticisms for the meat whatsoever. The patties are a little thin, but there's just so many good things that they're just, you know, you really can't use that as something to bash it with. The bacon itself is kind of there. It's kind of wedged between the bun, the top bun, and the cheese, but I could taste a little bit of that bacon-y flavor, but it's not really too pronounced. Mostly the most pronounced flavor is the beef. Otherwise, I guess you'd call it the mustard, has a little bit of like almost a tanginess in there. Not too much, though. You know, the onions, they're also a little strong. You can definitely taste the onions. The tomato and the lettuce, they're kind of just sliding around, you know. But really what you can really mostly taste is the beef and all the grease from that. And, you know, the bacon, as I said, does have a little bit of a flavor that's kind of in there. Not too much bacon loaded on this sandwich, but there is some that you could definitely taste. You know, as I said, the onions are a bit pronounced. You can definitely taste the onions. And, you know, the combo of different sauces down there at the bottom, out of them all, you know, you could definitely taste the mustard the most. The buns themselves, they don't crumble, you know, soft, fresh, definitely fresh. And all the other components I think we pretty much covered. The pickles are a little bit on the chewier side, but, you know, not really a drawback. You know, at least they didn't really slide around. They were kind of held in place. That's a good thing. The cheese, you could kind of taste. Not overly flavorful, but honestly, the beef on this burger was honestly the shining characteristic, the thing that you'll notice the most in this, and the most profound, definitely the best characteristic too, and something that, you know, you don't see really in many fast food burgers at all. So I really do commend them on their quality of beef, and definitely worthy of praise, I would say. This is up there. Definitely some of the better fast food burgers that I've had, and just something nice about it. And something that you really don't see too much in fast food anymore. So many places are just going down in quality. They're trying to save money, or the executives are trying to do this and that. And they're just ruining their brand and their reputation in the process. And so many of these fast food places are going down in quality, but it's still holding up there, and that's just great to see, especially in 2015. So, price-wise, you get a meal with this. You can get a meal. That's what I got. You get your drink and some fries, which are kind of hiding. They were a little camera shy, so they were not present, but they are accounted for, and know that to ease your worries. It's not going to keep you up at night anymore wondering where those fries were. So you get a meal, and that's $5.99. But for the quality of the burger and for everything, that's a great deal. That is. Some places charge $5.99 for just a sandwich, but a great deal. So. Good, I can't complain. Another nice thing about Steak and Shake is that the employees dress well. They wear a shirt and tie. That's not a uniform. They just wear individual different shirt and tie sets. That's a place. If I had to work at fast food, I'd work at Steak and Shake. I would, because they just wear different shirt and ties. Not a uniform, so definitely my kind of place, to be honest. So, out of 10, what are we going to rate this? I'm going to be giving Steak and Shake an 8.6 out of 10. Definitely on the higher end of the spectrum, because burger was great quality. Yeah, there are a few things, with it that could have been improved, but definitely great quality. That beef just trumps everything, and good value for the meal too, and plus the employees were well dressed. That probably added a tenth of a point on the rating scale right there. Well, that's all we got for tonight, or today, or this afternoon, or morning, or evening, or whatever else time it may be. That's all we have. This is Running on Empty Food Review. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and today we reviewed Steak and Shake. Their bacon and cheese double. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Good day.